What's going on, brother?
What's going on, man? How's life treating you?
I'm doing all right. It's been a what's going on, fella? Doing a I got the shirt on. One of my little cousins had passed this week. Um, he had leukemia, so I'm taking a moment. I gotta ask for a little bit of a moment, because yeah, he's 5.
Sorry to hear about that. It's kind of ironic that you bring up leukemia because I talk to people a lot about, how cancer, all different types of cancers and things like that suck. And my first experience, like life and death experience, was when I was in middle school. I had to say I was probably 5th grade, maybe 6th grade, something like that. And we're kids. We know about getting a cold, but they don't tell us about people dying. When you see it in the movies, it's like, oh, that's fake. You don't really pay attention to that. But then when a kid in your school of 200 and something people in the 8th grade gets this disease called leukemia, and you see him getting sick, but you still don't get the notion, and then it's like he's gone, and then it really kind of sinks in. So my first experience was with, unfortunately, leukemia and a friend of mine, and that's kind of when the world came crashing down as a kid, and it's kind of sucked because it's like you realize people don't last forever, and the good die young, and sometimes the wrong ones get taken.
That's the truth, man. That's the truth. Yeah. I couldn't have said it better myself, because you're exactly right. So anyway, on a less heavy subject, how you been, man?
I've been good. I've been really, really busy. You sit down and you reflect like I did when I went to China, because unfortunately, over there they run things a little differently, and you kind of don't realize what you have till you lose it. And I'm sitting there scratching my head, and I'm like, no social media, no Instagram, no texting, no calling. So you're like, you really sit there and you have a lot of time to think about stuff and reflect and kind of just be inside of your own head, because I'm not being distracted by this job and that customer and this customer. So it was pretty good, pretty humbling, when you really sit there and you say, wow, you see where you start, and then you kind of see where you're at, and you're like, you've made an impact. And then you start to, more and more businesses start to come up, and it's like, okay, this is cool competition. It's kind of like Nike and Reebok and Adidas, So at that point, you just make sure that you do the best that you can do, and you're going to have people that are going to like your brand, and you're going to have people that are going to like someone else's brand. It's just a taste thing. You can't please everybody,
That's true. So would you say your trip to China was pretty good, or?
Yeah, it was pretty good on the business side, and it was definitely pretty good on the self-healing kind of spiritual side, if for a lack of better terms. So it was pretty cool. It was pretty good. Food was excellent. Now I come here and my fiance is like, Chinese food, babe, and I'm like, yeah, no.
Yeah. Well, that's always good to know. I would like to go and check out the place. Which area did you go to?
Oh man, we were